And what happens if one grabs onto my arm?
Well, don't let them do that.
Dinner served, boys and girls. Look at those marsupials going for the prize. Oh, don't you bite my foot, don't you bite my foot.
My name is Coyote Peterson, and I've traveled the world seeking out the most fascinating animals on our planet.
Look at that!
No matter the location, my mission has always been the same: to get up close and uncover the secrets of the creatures that we often misunderstand, or even worse, fear. Every animal has a story, and I brave the wild to tell it. On the remote island of Tasmania, there lurks a creature so ferocious that early explorers called it the satanic fleshlover. Today it is known as the Tasmanian devil. In recent years, the wild populations have been decimated by devil facial tumor disease, an incurable illness which now threatens to wipe these carnivorous marsupials off the face of the planet. What does it take to save a species from extinction? I'm about to find out.
The next step in my training, which involves me picking up giant devil poops. Wow, they're a lot bigger than I thought, because I see one right there. It's like the size of a dog turd. That's a big poop for a pretty small animal. All right. Now, I can pretty much imagine the process, but do I use something to pick up the poop with? What's the process here?
Sure do. You can have either one or two of these bad boys and a bucket.
So who's doing what?
You're gonna go do all the poop on this way and I'll go around the other way. They only pool on the edges, so if you head this way, I'll go that way and we'll meet on the other side.
That one's strange looking.
What's that?
That's how we pick up poop, actually.
Oh, that's pretty convenient. So essentially, you're just having Coyote do your job today.
Yeah, I also gave him the bad one. They always poo along the front when I sent him. I'm just going for a stroll.
Solid collection of turds here. All right, Max. I think we got all of the poops. Whoa.
Jajan.
That's a pooper scooper.
Yeah.
You had a pooper scooper this whole time and you didn't tell me?
We only had one and you're the intern, so you got the gloves.
That is a lot of devil poop right there. Actually get into an enclosure to try to whisper a devil. Now, is there any danger inherent in what it is to get into this enclosure?
Well, getting in is just making sure you don't trip over the entrance. But once you're in there, there is some devils in there. So Phantom in particular is thinking he's a bit of a big boy and he may have a nibble. Phoenix...
Whoa. What does a nibble mean?
It's not like a dog, so if he comes up, don't give him your fist to have a sniff, because he'll just bite it.
Oh.
It's not like a interaction thing where they'll sniff and get to know you. It's, oh, I'll bite that.
Okay. Okay, let's see what it's like to whisper a devil.
Oh, look, that looks like Phoenix is out already.
Phoenix? Now, is she imprinted on you, basically? You kind of her devil mom in a certain sense at this point?
Not on me, so I didn't hand rear these to. One of our other staff did, but she gets along quite well with me. Phantom doesn't. I don't think he likes men, to be honest. I think Phantom's got a bit of a mummy issue. Let's see. Hey, Boof, don't you bite me, eh?
That's a handful right there.
Settle.
The sounds are just incredible that they make, and that's not any sound that indicates injury. It's just a warning. This is one of the most quintessential elements of the Tasmanian devil, is that sound. It's incredible how loud they are and how intimidating that is. So you can imagine if any potential predator came into the environment and they saw that set of teeth and that noise, you immediately would run in the opposite direction. Okay, let's see what happens. Here I come. I'm a little nervous about this. So you're saying just kind of grab onto the body?
Yeah, just pick her up nice and gently.
You sure about this?
Oh, we'll see how she reacts.
I'm gonna pick you up, okay? We're gonna see what happens. Let's see.
One fluid motion. There you go.
I got it. Okay, I'm gonna bring you in tight first, squeeze. Oh, there we go. You are so soft. There it is, holding a Tasmanian devil. All right, let's crouch down. They really like to feel as if they are tucked in. So You can see I'm just holding on to her backside here, and look at that adorable little face. You'll notice the ears of this little devil are actually very red in coloration, and as they're moving through the grasses, sometimes it's just their head that sticks up and above, and in setting sunlight, those ears almost look like devil horns, so that's partially where the name Tasmanian devil comes from. But when you really look at the face of this devil, how adorable is that creature? Those long whiskers, and you don't even realize how long the whiskers are until you get right up in the nose of that animal. Well, Max, at this point, I would definitely say we have discovered a softer side of the Tasmanian devil. But when it comes to feeding frenzies, things are going to get a little more ferocious, aren't they?
Definitely.
Well, I think I'm ready to get into the enclosure for feeding time. All right, Phoenix, thanks for being such a cute devil.
First described in 1996, devil facial tumor disease is an aggressive transmissible cancer that is only found in Tasmanian devils. It begins with small tumors on the face and mouth that grow more severe over time, preventing the animal from being able to eat, which ultimately leads to starvation. Sadly, the disease has killed nearly 95% of the world's wild devil populations. Researchers are working on a solution, but as of now, there's no cure, which is what makes this insurance population so critical to the species.
Gloves seem to be the common theme of this part in my training, from picking up poop to now processing meat. Like the start of a horror movie right here.
Right.
Oh, you splashed me with blood.
Yeah, they don't eat fruit and veggies, unfortunately.
That's devil food right there.
This is the ultimate encounter I have been waiting for, but nothing can truly prepare you for entering a Tasmanian devil feeding frenzy.
I have gone through all the training to become an intern here today at the Devil Ark, and my big reward is entering an enclosure with a bunch of very hungry devils. And as you can hear, the hunger cries have begun. All right, so Max, we have about 30 pounds worth of meat right there. But what's gonna happen when I go through the gate?
Look, as soon as you go through the gate, have this out first. Anytime a devil approaches you, you need to put the food in their face so they bite onto that and not your legs. I'll watch your back, but if they do come around your back, just swing it around and make sure that that is the first piece of thing that they can possibly bite.
Okay. And what happens if one grabs onto my arm?
Well, don't let them do that.
I'm a little nervous. Here we go. This is gonna be intense. Okay, ready? 1, 2. Dinner served, boys and girls. Come on behind me, come on behind me. Whoa! Oh, watch my legs! Getting too close, too close! Look at that power! Total Tasmanian devil feeding frenzy! And I am right in the middle of it. Quite a stark difference between the cuteness we saw earlier and this aggression towards having a meal. Oh, don't you bite my foot, don't you bite my foot. Okay, let's get up on the stake, here we go. Oh, watch my fingers. Woo! Tasmanian devils feasting. Look at the carnage. This is unprecedented. I've never seen anything like this. Bones, tendons, skin, fur, everything is consumed by these animals. Wow, they're just motoring through. It's like piranhas at a kill. Unbelievable. Look at that, this guy over here, you got a good little chunk, don't you? Oh no, don't worry, I'm not gonna take it from you. And then there's this one. Go on, get in there for the feast, get in there for the feast. This is amazing. They have to move in and eat before anything else gets to that food. And they rely so heavily on this meat to sustain them, especially in times when there's drought. Right now, the drought that's happening in Australia is pretty intense, so any animals that are in the wild are doing everything that they can just to get a meal. Look at that, using those forepaws to push themselves back, locked on with those teeth, and rip off a hunk of meat at a time. Look at this guy, he's just burying his head all the way down into the carcass. And there's such a little powerhouse. You can see how they're using every inch of their body, all that muscle structure throughout their hindquarters to push their legs back as they've got their jaws locked onto the bones, and me trying to rip off a hunk. And you'll notice they are slightly competing with each other. Sometimes you hear them hollering at each other. That's not because they're angry, it's just, hey, this is my feeding spot. You move off, let me get the meat that I want. Just one of the coolest encounters I think we have ever had. This is amazing. Listen to all the sounds that they're making, all that huffing, all that puffing. Look at how fast they are consuming the meat. They are primarily scavengers, but you can imagine what it would be like if these creatures were predatory. It would be quick business, that's for sure. A very gruesome, very bloody death. The sounds are just unreal. Watch out, got a leg bone flying here.
You got one behind you.
Whoa! Still have to keep watching behind me. This is an opportunity for these animals. If there's a fallen carcass, they have to move in and eat before anything else gets to that food. And it's so intimidating to see those jaws at work, and the entire skull structure is so robust. All of those muscles that are capable of working the jaws to crush through the meat, the tendons, and the bones. Oh, it just got splashed with blood. Believe it or not, these devils eat every single day. They are always this hungry. Are you kidding me? It's just eating through the bone. Well, throughout my career, I have been witness to some amazing animal encounters, but I don't think anything can top being part of a feeding frenzy with Tasmanian devils. I'm Coyote Peterson. Be brave, stay wild. We'll see you on the next adventure. I think it's time for us to go. It's right here. It's moving, it's moving.
Oh my God, it's big.
Oh, where did it go? Nobody move, nobody move. Oh. Right here, right here, right here. Don't get bitten, don't get bitten. Look at that. Oh. Is that blood that I feel running down my face right now?
These long, cylindrical, slime-covered fish are incredibly elusive, and they stay completely hidden during the day by hiding in burrows along the river embankments. Yet under the cover of night, these stealthy predators slither out and stalk the flowing river waters, which will give us the best chance of catching one.
We're way out in the middle of nowhere, heading after our primary target tonight, the long-finned eel. My net is gonna be my best friend. That's my only chance of catching one of these animals. I forgot to mention that with the dangers. Spiders. Didn't realize they were gonna be on land and in the water. Now that's a fishing spider, rather big. You can see what it's doing is just hanging off the side of the rock there. What it's waiting for is little fish to come up near the surface, and then it will shoot down, insert its fangs, fill it with venom, and it's got a meal. Whoa, whoa. Look at that.
Wow. So fast.
That was crazy. Some serious speed right there for a spider. All right, guys, keep your eyes peeled. It's not just the fishing spiders we need to look out for, but all along these embankments can also be funnel web spiders. You don't want to get bitten by one of those. Oh, there's a snake. A python. Right here, right here, right here. Check this out. Carpet python. Wow, that's a big one. Hold on.
Oh yeah.
Here, here, here. Take that net. Wow, this is the biggest carpet python I've ever seen. Don't get bitten, don't get bitten. Look at that. Beautiful. Yeah, come down here, come down here. Oh boy. Hold on, close to my face. Do not know how the snake is gonna behave. Just because it's non-venomous doesn't mean that it can't give you a pretty painful bite. A snake of this size can definitely open you up. This is a constrictor species, non-venomous. They have heat-sensing pits. Okay, that's close to my face there. Heat-sensing pits all along the fronts of their faces. Look at this, you can see it's constricting around my arm right now.
So your veins popping out.
Yes, they are incredibly powerful, look at that. And you can see how tight it's squeezing. Now it's not constricting me to kill my arm, it's just holding on. You can see this snake simply just wants to get away. He's like, well, what are all these cameras? What are all these lights? Who is this guy?
Ooh, that's a little close to the face.
Yeah. Well, he sensed me with his tongue, and of course, that's how snakes smell anything that's near them. Flick out that tongue. There we go. Let's see if I just stay calm. Maybe the snake will stay right there. Every time they shed their skin,
You all right?
oh,
You gotcha. Yeah.
yeah, it bit me right in my mouth.
Oh, you're bleeding.
That's what you call a kiss from a carpet python. And that's probably why you don't want to get your face too close to a snake. You let your guard down and you can see what happens. Well, I would say at this juncture, it's probably in our best interest to let the carpet python back off into the wild. I think that's about as close as I'm gonna get for tonight. Thanks for the kiss, buddy, but that's a mouthful of blood right there. All right, I'm gonna place this guy back down on the ground and we're gonna assess just how bad this bite really is. Watch it just slither off of my arm there.
We're gonna need first aid.
Is that blood that I feel running down my face right now?
Yeah,
But we're not in panic mode because it's not a venomous snake. Snakes have over 100 teeth in their jaws, actually, so looks like you got a few in there.
And that's a great example of when an animal says, okay, I've gone far enough and you better let me go now. And it was basically saying, yep, I'm gonna bite you in the face so that you put me down.
So what I want to do is I want to pour a little saline.
First?
You can if you like, yeah. Pucker up your lips, let me see. You potentially have maybe 8 or so punctures. It's a sting pad. I want you to just run that on your lips.
Oh, you're out. That hurts more than the bite itself.
Spotting eels is difficult. Once you see an eel, you want to take your light beam off it as fast as possible because direct light will spook them. If an eel senses something in the environment that's unnatural, they're going to take off and immediately try to hide.
Oh, I got a wasp in my shirt. Ah! Coyote, can you check right here? On my right shoulder. It's right here.
You still getting stung? I'm biting your shirt. It just flew out.
Some flew away, yep.
Did he fly out?
Maybe.
Yeah, he got me a few times.
Oh, yeah, it definitely looks like you got stung a couple times. Yeah, you're good. You got a mole back here. I don't want to get that looked at.
Well, that's the dangers of navigating through this environment. But at least I didn't get bit in the face by a snake.
All right, let's catch that eel. Coyote,
Yeah.
got an eel.
Is it good size?
It's worth looking at. Come on, guys.
I see it. It's right here. It's moving, it's moving. I gotta go for it. Okay, here, I need some help. I need you to hold the net on this side. Come over here. Get it pressed all the way down. If it's under there, I'm gonna be able to spook it out toward you. It's not. Nope, definitely not. Is that under this? Where did it go?
There it is, there's his tail.
Where?
Right there. There's his tail
Oh,
right
nobody
there.
move. There it is, there it is, there it is. Okay, give me the net. Wow, nice spotting. I'm gonna put my net right in front of it and tickle its tail, see if I can get it to swim right in. Nobody do anything. This is the move. This is the move. Nope, it's backing up, it's backing up.
Going through here. Go. Oh my God, it's big. Oh boy.
Oh, hold on, it's gonna come back this way.
He's coming back. He's coming back. He's big. Do you still see him?
Yep, he's in this crevice. Oh no, I think he got up under that rock. No! No! That was so close! So close! Man, this is so hard to catch these eels.
It's unfortunate because even if we do see a huge eel, there's no guarantee that Coyote's going to be able to catch it. The location is going to be very important as to the ease or the difficulty of a successful catch. So the first step is to find one. The hard part is to actually go through and catch one.
Oh my gosh, huge eel right there. Huge eel. It's right there. I gotta go for it. You guys see that? Now that eel was actively moving through the water. It was not in his pocket, which means it's going with the flow of the current. But unless that's a burrow right there, we might have a chance at scaring that eel out. All right, my hand is going underneath the rock. Oh, huge burrow back up in there. Ah, there it is, there it is. Yep.
It's coming out the backside.
Look at its tail. You see its tail right there? This is called tickling for eels.
There goes, there goes. Oh, right there, right there.
Okay.
Back, it's going back in the burrow.
I see it, I see it. Nobody move, nobody move.
Right here, right here, right here.
Nobody
Coming
move.
back,
Don't
coming
move,
back.
don't move, don't move. There he is, right there. There he is. I've got the net in the best possible position I can put it in. I'm gonna put my net right in front of it and tickle its tail, see if I can get it to swim right in. Man, this is a really, really, really tough spot. I'm gonna have to wedge myself in here.
I see the eel's head.
Okay, the eel's not moving. I have no maneuverability here. So it's either gonna go into the net or we're gonna lose it. Okay, I've got the net in the best possible position I could put it in. Let me see if I can coax him out. It's going in. Got it! Yes! 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 We got an eel! It took us quite a bit of time, but we have finally got our eel. Yes! I cannot believe we got it. That was perfect. Could not have worked out any better. Okay, here, let me get back out of these vine tangles here. Woo! Got one! Now this is a very delicate balance right here. I'm gonna have to work really, really gently to get it out of the net. If I lose control of it, it is going to get back into the water. But fear not, the fact that the eel's out of water is just fine right now. These creatures can spend hours out of water and oftentimes will move from body of water to body of water. So this creature is just fine at the moment. Let me bring it up as gently as I can. Look at that creature. And there it is, the long-finned eel. What a bizarre creature. I'm keeping it in the net partially so that I have control of the animal. Now, the reason they're called long-fin eels, let me turn it around like this. Their tail is like a big rudder or an oar. And they have this fin that runs from about the center of their body all the way down the tail. Can you see that? This is more erect when they're underwater, and that tail gives them all their power. This is like a big, muscular water balloon. And they've got this big mouth. They actually have rows of teeth inside of that mouth. I don't want to take a bite from this creature. It's why I'm wearing gloves. And look at those little sensory organs up front on the nose. You see that? It's called tube nostrils, and they can actually sense their prey within the environment. All right, the eel seems pretty calm at this point. Let me see if I can actually bring it up slightly. Like I said at the beginning, they can stay out of water for a substantial amount of time. Will actually travel from body of water to body of water if the body of water they're in dries up. You'll oftentimes find them in river or creek systems like this. They love flowing water, but you can find them in swamps and lakes as well. But how fantastic was this? Searching the river systems here in Australia and finally catching the long-finned eel. I'm Coyote Peterson. Be brave, stay wild. We'll see you on the next adventure. Look at the size of that snake. Unbelievable. Whoa. And I am completely tangled up with this python right now. Cutting off my airwave. This is exactly what it would want to do with its prey. Get that off.
On this expedition, we are going to come face to face with one of the planet's most feared creatures, a reptile that slithers through the strangling nightmares of millions, snakes. And not just any snake, the python. Australia is home to a wide variety of these constrictors, yet the outback has recently been plagued by drought, decimating the prey population these snakes feast upon. My mission is to investigate whether or not pythons are finding a way to survive without becoming the prey myself. Predators are more likely to be hunting at night near a water source. So as darkness falls, my first objective is to find water. Of the world's 31 python species, Australia is home to 14 of them. A proud record, as Australia boasts more python species than any other continent on the planet. When it comes to size and strength, these snakes vary greatly and range from just over a foot in length to the colossal proportions of nearly 25 feet. By following the pockets of water, they led us deeper into the canyon.
Hey, Something up here in the rocks. Guys, I got a snake. Let's get this. Snake right here. It's another python. Right there, right there. Look at that. I think it's a centrillion carpet python.
Holy smokes, it is.
It is?
Yep, 100%.
No way. Okay, so this is actually pretty rare, endemic
Wow.
only to this area. That's a centrillion carpet python. Here, take this. Non-venomous. Wow, how about that? Back-to-back non-venomous snake species. This is quite the find. Okay, let's get this. Now, most carpet pythons tend to be pretty docile, but in hunting pose like this, there's no guarantee how the snake will react. Okay, it's on to me now. Hi, buddy. How are you? Okay. Whoa, look at that. All right, let me see how it's gonna behave before I pick it up any further. Look at that snake. Amazing. Real calm, real calm. Wow. The centrillion carpet python. Look at that unique pattern. Totally red in coloration, just like all of the rocks out here. Now, this is not a snake that I want to be bitten by. That mouth is full of hooked teeth. Again, non-venomous, but not a bite that you want to take. This is a semi-arboreal species. Obviously, we see it down here hunting within the rocks in these pools, but they will go up into trees if they need to, and certainly in an environment like this, they're climbing around in all the crevices of the rocks. In these crevices during the day, they would be able to find bats, but this is primarily a nocturnal species. Pythons love to hunt at night. Unbelievable. I see. For some reason, pythons love my hat. I imagine what they're sensing is just a dark object and saying, okay, this might be a rock. Let me slither up on the hat. And look at how the snake is capable of keeping itself balanced. All the muscle that runs down the length of this reptile is what gives it its power. And not just to climb, but also to constrict its prey. There it goes, look at that. So calculated the way that it moves.
That doesn't make you nervous?
Not at all. I feel so comfortable with this snake. People think that snakes are something I need to be afraid of. Snakes are slimy. Snakes are going to bite me. These snakes are doing such an amazing thing for the environment, helping to keep the ecosystem balanced. This is certainly not a snake that you ever need to be afraid of. Your chances of being bitten by a snake like this are slim to none. If you see something like this in the environment, you simply admire it from a safe distance. You and the snake are going to be completely safe, and you're going to enjoy the encounter.
We received local insight that large pythons have recently been seen crossing the access roads in a remote stretch of protected wilderness, and we have been given permission to explore this location. So with the team on high alert, we set out onto the backcountry roads.
At this point, we are basically just going by any lead we have, and I'm gonna say there's a 50-50 chance.
You would think that finding bigger snakes would be easy, but it's actually the exact opposite. Larger snakes are often killed by people who fear them and don't realize the value these reptiles bring to the ecosystem, making them much more scarce than the smaller snakes. After hours of driving and searching with no luck, our night was coming to a close when all of a sudden...
Snake. Is that an old python? Yeah. Whoa. That is a big cheese.
Oh man, dude. Watch out.
It is really, really angry. This is not a snake we want to get bitten by. Look at the size of that snake. Look at how big this snake is. Unbelievable. Now look at that defense right there, right? Totally curled up. Okay, I'm gonna take a slight step back because he's pretty much in striking range. All right, I do need to get the snake under control. Whoa. Okay, I got my back and tail's trying to make go for it now. Look at that. That is a huge python. All right, it's gonna come right back towards me. I got the tail. There you go. Watch yourself, Mario. It's gonna come right towards you. All right. Oh, he's getting constricted around my leg. Hold on. That is what I don't want to happen. Watch yourself. He's gonna bite your lens. Careful.
Whoa.
All right, you distract him. I'm gonna come in and try to make the catch. Yes, look at that. Oh man, what a beautiful snake. You can see already it's immediately thinking, okay, let me constrict around whatever is tangling with me. Wow, unbelievably powerful. And that mouth is lined with rows of razor sharp teeth. I do not want to let go of this snake's head right now, or I'm going to have it locked onto me. Oh, really ratcheting down on my arm right now. You can see all the veins starting to come out. It's constricted me pretty good. This is one of the largest python species here in Australia, and this is about as big as they get. What a find. Right place, right time, driving down this road, and we come across this massive constrictor. Now, to catch their prey, what they'll do is lie in ambush, strike out and grapple on with those teeth and do this. Look at this, I'm getting completely constricted right now. An unbelievable amount of pressure in this snake's body, all muscle wrapping around me, and what it's doing is trying to lock me up. And if it can, it will get those teeth on me, not to eat me, but basically just to say, you better let go so that I can slither back off into the night. You can see those heat-sensing pits. That's how they detect their prey. Now, these are mammal eaters. They can sense that heat signature and strike out, grapple on with those teeth, and then wrap around with the body. And I am completely tangled up with this python right now. I'm actually gonna have to sort of sit like this and see if the snake will loosen its coils. And this is what I want to do. I just want to sort of submit. Now you can see the snake's getting a little more comfortable. I have to let the snake let go on its own before I can properly release it. Oh no, it's getting still up around my neck now. I thought you were calming down. I thought we were getting ready to release you. It's now thinking, I might just cut off this guy's airwave, and if I submit him and bring him all the way down, then I'll be able to get away.
Dude, it's around your neck. Let me get it off here.
How many coils is it getting? Just a little bit, it's just his tail. I'm okay. I mean, even people who have pythons as pets accidentally sometimes are suffocated. So much power in these coils. If this snake tightens down just a little bit, like it's doing right there, cutting off my airwave, this is exactly what it would want to do with its prey. Cut off that airwave, suffocate it, and then it's got a meal. Okay, go ahead, yeah, come on in.
What we want to happen.
Get that off.
Oh, that's really tight, dude.
Yeah, well, can you not see my face turning purple?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. All right, let's get him uncoiled from me, and we're gonna safely let it back onto the ground.
You want to see how long he is?
Yeah, let's do that.
Stretch him out.
Lift him up. Watch your hand there. Okay.
Oh boy, that's pretty big.
That is a big python. Actually, that might be over 10 feet.
I think this is full grown, and to be honest, looks like he's got maybe something in his belly.
Yeah, that's a meal that's a few days old, that's for sure, if anything. We don't want to stress the animal too much. So what I want to do now is just, go ahead, Mario, set the body down on the ground. Good. What an epic end to an evening. We came across an enormous olive python. I'm Coyote Peterson. Be brave, stay wild. We'll see you on the next adventure. All right, I'm gonna place this guy back off into the grasses here.
Hey, I got something. Oh my gosh, I got one.
Are you kidding me? Holy mackerel! Yes! The Holy Grail.
On this adventure, we are traveling deep into the Australian outback. This harsh environment is home to some of the continent's most extraordinary lizards. In order to survive, these reptiles have developed some rather unique adaptations. I want to get up close with several species so we can analyze just how unique these adaptations truly are. With my primary target being one of the rarest and most bizarre lizards in all of Australia, the thorny devil.
Okay, stop right there, right there, right there, right there. Go, 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 go. Blue tongue skink. Oh, buddy. Yeah, pay attention to the road. Yeah, look at this guy. There it is. That's the Centrillion blue tongue skink right there. We just barely missed him, and this is the thing that we're looking for out here, is any lizards crossing the road. This is the most dangerous spot that you can possibly be in. Are you aware of this? I knew you hear that hissing me, showing that big blue tongue. What a cool lizard. One of the more bizarre species that we can encounter here in Australia, and certainly one of the lizards that I wanted to come across. Whoa, the Centralian blue-tongued skink. Look at the shape of that body. Now you can see the real streamlined design. Oftentimes they're mistaken for snakes because their legs are so small. And as they slink through the grasses, they move like this. They almost slither with their bodies. Their scales are very, very smooth and sleek, which allows them to easily maneuver through the grasses. And that's why people see them in their backyards and think, is that a snake? No, in fact, it is a lizard. This lizard knows that it wants to go that direction. So if we put it back over there, all it's gonna do is say, hey, I was headed that way. And it's gonna come across the road and stand the chance of being hit by a car. I think the best thing to do at this point is to get us all off of the pavement with the Centralian blue-tongued skink. This is exactly why we wanted to get the lizard off of the road. You see this? Huge trucks coming by. You see that truck? That's what you want to watch out for. You got to move quickly across the road. And oftentimes when a vehicle's coming, the lizards will say, okay, something's coming. I'm just going to stay completely still. And that's how they unfortunately are often struck by cars. Obviously, this skink gets its name from the quintessential blue tongue that you see flicking in and out of its mouth there. Now, they use the tongue to sense their environment, but these skinks specifically will also use that tongue as a warning to any potential predator. This is a non-venomous species, and oftentimes with bright colorations, like a blue tongue, you would be thinking, well, it's aposematic. Is it poisonous or venomous? No, not at all, but I imagine any predator who's maybe encountered something before with bright coloration might see that as a warning that I'm not something you want to eat. Unfortunately, these skinks don't have many defenses, but their scales protect them really well against teeth and claws of other potential predators. But if something really wants to, this is actually a rather simple meal. So there are a lot of dangers for a skink like this out there in the environment.
As the skink ambles off into the underbrush, we head deeper into the heart of the outback. The art of tracking is much more difficult than one might imagine. First, we need to find a trackway. So to increase the odds, we're splitting up.
Oh, check out this.
What do you got?
Look at this pattern of tracks.
Ooh, what is that?
I don't know. Thorny devil is a spiky, just obscure, like one of the most bizarre looking lizards you probably have ever seen or heard of. And they do have tracks that range pretty close together because they take very small footsteps. Do you think those could be thorny devil tracks?
Honestly, I think this might be some type of insect.
An insect? Okay.
Yeah.
Like a beetle or something like that?
Maybe. But you're right in saying that thorny devils have really distinct tracks.
Right, and they keep their tails up. So when a thorny devil walks, its tail usually curves up. So there wouldn't be a tail drag like you'd have with a monitor lizard or a skink. But yeah, I can see that, Mario. Maybe these little skitters are nothing more than a beetle. Oh, fingers crossed though. Wow, if we found a thorny devil, it would be an epic day.
Hey, I got something. Oh my gosh, I got one.
Are you kidding me?
Coyote, we got one.
That's a thorny devil.
A thorny devil? I'm gonna be so mad if you guys are kidding.
Right there.
Yes!
Yes!
Yes! Are you kidding me?
I just caught him out of the corner of my eye. I just happened to look back and he was sitting right there.
Wow.
Dude.
Okay. Get him, pick him up.
Oh man. A
like
lot sharper than a horned lizard. Oh man. Wow.
The holy grail of sand dune, desert, Australia animals. That little face looks just like the grin of a devil. Look at his little sleepy looking eyes looking at us saying, oh, I'm just looking for ants. What are you guys doing out here? It's so hot and dry. Now, obviously the name thorny devil comes from those two very distinct horns that are perched just there on top of the skull. Now these lizards are perfectly designed for this completely parched environment. They require almost no water for survival and actually get a lot of the moisture that they rely on from the food that they eat, which is primarily ants. What they'll do is look for a train of ants. It will follow that trail of ants and look for the actual nest site. It will perch just above the opening and sit there and with its little tongue go and lick up ant after ant after ant. You're a little piggy of a devil, aren't you? When it does rain, when there's any moisture in the air, they're actually capable of collecting little droplets of water on those spines, and they will filter that water down and into their mouth. Now, I've actually been observed in captivity being able to bring water up the sides of their legs, so it's almost like it's a spiky little sponge, the way that the water can travel up their scales and get all the way to the face. You may be noticing that large mound on the back side of this lizard's head. That's actually a false head. When this lizard feels as if it's being threatened, they'll oftentimes tuck their head down and in between the front legs, and then this will act as a deterrent to any potential predator. Predators oftentimes want to try to bite at something's head. That's the quickest way to kill it. But if you grab a hold of that, you can see those two very large spines. Those are going to go right into your mouth, and you're going to just get a mouthful of pain. And you may be thinking, well, what would possibly eat something this adorable? Not likely snakes because of those spines, but birds and even monitor lizards would prey upon a thorny devil if it was able to see it. They're incredibly well camouflaged, especially in all of this red sand. Each and every thorny devil is unique unto its own. No two thorny devils have the same exact pattern structure. And one way that scientists oftentimes tell the difference between the thorny devils that they have found and recorded is to look at the belly. That pattern is completely distinct and unique amongst individuals. And even the belly is completely covered in spines. This lizard is perfectly camouflaged and perfectly designed to survive in this harsh desert ecosystem. Well, I would say that when it comes to finding the bizarre lizards of Australia, the thorny devil is at the peak of that mountain. I'm Coyote Peterson. Be brave, stay wild. We'll see you on the next adventure. Oh, very slow, very slow. I can get across on this tree, I think.
Do you want us to wait or follow?
I'm gonna have to get this on my own. God!
Oh, you ripped you open, dude.
The crocodilian lineage has been stalking our planet's waters for more than 200 million years. And these reptiles have barely evolved in design since the extinction of dinosaurs. Today, there's a total of 13 living crocodile species, most of which have rather noticeable differences. Freshwater crocs, commonly known as freshies, have narrow snouts, smaller teeth, and are very skittish, often fleeing at the sign of any approaching threat, which will make them incredibly difficult to encounter in the wild.
All right, guys, well, darkness has set in and it is time to venture out to the river's edge to look for crocodiles.
Truth be told, there's nothing that can fully prepare you for the chaos of catching a crocodile. I've been here before, so believe me when I say the bar is set high, and the consequences of making a mistake could prove fatal. As our flashlight beams torched the darkness, we headed full on into the night. It was time to once again enter the realm of dragons.
Oh, no, no, no. Environmental problem number 101. That is the invasive cane toad. And what I do not like to see are these amphibians down near the water. If a crocodile eats this amphibian, it is going to die. No, I don't want to hear it. I see you're about to make noise, making claims, and now you're peeing on me too. The reason these toads are so dangerous is they are armed with a bufotoxin that can kill pretty much anything that eats it. You see these glands right on the side of the body there? Those are the parotid glands. I've expressed these glands in the past. We did this in a YouTube video where I gently massage the glands and some poison comes out. All I need to do, I gotta keep my eyes back a little bit. This doesn't hurt the toad in any way whatsoever. That poison right there is lethal to any crocodile that were to eat it. And here's this cane toad, literally about a foot from the water where the freshwater crocodiles are hunting. I love toads, but this toad is unfortunately invasive. So I'm gonna put the toad back here into the underbrush. We can't control it, but we can get it away from the water. Hopefully that is one less crocodile that eats a toad. Small one.
Small one.
Yep. Juvenile. Ow, who got it?
Oh, you're bit.
Ow, ow. Well, we need something a lot bigger than that, but that's a good way to start off. The crocodiles are definitely out and about. Okay, I'm gonna set it down. Get off my finger. Okay, let go.
Oh, you ripped you open.
Oh,
Oh no. Let me see her finger.
that's exactly what you don't want to happen. Have the crocodile shake. And now, we're rocking and rolling with some blood. If that's any indicator as to what a hatchling can do, you can imagine how bad the bite from an adult would be. Well, we're off to a rough and bloody start.
Catching a hatchling is a good indicator that the larger crocodiles in this area may not be eating the cane toads, but instead are finding a way to evolve and survive despite these toxic amphibians being present.
Okay, so we're coming up on the spot that Mario and I scouted earlier. It's a great pocket of water. Go very slow, very slow. To the left. You see it? Yeah. All right, slowly go up this side here. We've got crocodile on the edge. Let's move up further. I think I can catch this with my hand. Man, this is a deep pocket right here. I can't get through that. Deep pockets are dangerous because we can't see into them. There could be salties inside of those sorts of pockets. I can get across on this tree, I think. Here, take the snare.
Do you want us to wait or follow?
Just hold, just hold. I'm gonna have to get this on my own. There is our crocodile. Yes, there we go. And that is a well-earned freshwater crocodile. Took a little bit of nerve to reach my hands down into the water to catch this reptile. I hear you. Oh, so cool. And when it comes to crocodiles, this is the true Australian crocodilian. The freshwater crocodile is only endemic to Australia, but this is the only place that you can find this species. Now, if you zoom in on those teeth, they are needle sharp, and they constantly grow throughout the course of the crocodile's life, replacing themselves one after another if they are lost, just like all crocodilian species. Now, this crocodile attacks with a strike and thrash method. They use all of the muscle in their body once they've grappled onto something to swing their heads around and essentially shake it and shred it to death. They're ambush predators. They will lay just in the current, wait for a fish to come by, and then move that head quickly to the side and be able to grapple onto it with those teeth. All right, let me turn it up like this. You guys can get a good look at all those osteoderms that run the length of its body. This armor plating helps protect this reptile against anything in the environment and, of course, against any potential predator.
Coyote, this croc's making distress calls and you're by the water's edge.
Okay, yeah, back up a touch.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm excited. I'm in the midst
Here,
of
let's
it.
come right over here.
We got this. Is this
Watch it
shallow
go.
here?
Yeah.
Okay. Good call, good call.
It's just deep water and the croc's doing a distress call, so.
Yep. So that noise that this little crocodile's making is instinctual. When they're really little, they make that call out to mom that basically says, come save me, come save me. And we moved away from that deeper water because that call could alert a bigger crocodile to sneak in behind us. I think this one's past the point of having its mother defend it, so I'm not necessarily worried about one coming out from the darkness, but you can never be too careful. You wouldn't want to become a meal. Well, it was a long, arduous search, but with a little bit of effort and a little bit of luck, we finally managed to get the freshwater crocodile. I'm Coyote Peterson. Be brave, stay wild. We'll see you on the next adventure. All right, let's let this guy back off into the flows. We got a long hike back to the vehicles. All right, I'm getting in there. There's a huge stonefish right there.
That's a fish? I'm getting into the water with the most dangerous fish in the world.
Look at that.
On this expedition, we're exploring a world that exists on the cusp of civilization, the intertidal pools of Australia. This location is home to some of the world's most fascinating marine creatures, many of which are incredibly venomous. And it's our goal to track down and get up close with those that can be considered deadly. Unlike other beaches around the world, one misplaced step along this shoreline could lead to your ultimate demise.
Take your time, guys. It's gonna get slick right here. It's maybe a lot more treacherous than we thought it was gonna be, especially with the water coming in. Just the weight of that water will take your legs. Boom! You can slip and go down. And when you hit those rocks, you're gonna hit hard. So take your time, guys. Let's find ourselves some tide pool creatures. A rock like this is actually the perfect place to search for an octopus. And in many instances, I'll actually just sort of slide my hands up underneath these rocks to feel for things, but not here in the Australian tide pools. A lot of these animals are so incredibly venomous, they can be considered deadly. Interesting story is that just a couple weeks ago in this exact area, a tourist was here visiting Australia. She was in the tide pools and she saw a blue ring octopus. Did not know what the species was, picked it up and admired it, and then let it go. And the thing that's so dangerous about this species is the bite also contains a numbing agent. So she was bitten, didn't realize it, and 20 minutes later, walking down the beach, collapsed in cardiac arrest. She had to be life flown to the hospital. There she was in coma for 2 weeks. Miraculously, she did recover and survived, but that's an indicator as to just how dangerous these creatures in the marine pools really are. All right, the tide's continuing to drop. The conditions are becoming optimal, and I have a good feeling that we're gonna really start finding some creatures. Oh, look at this, check this out. Oh man, that's a little man-o-war, isn't it?
Yeah, let me grab a container.
Yeah, get a container. Yes, check that out. That's a quintessential biological landmine right there. You can see how small this jellyfish really is. For such a simple little creature, it's pretty complex looking. The coolest thing about it is the blue coloration, right? One of my favorite words, aposematic coloration, basically warning you that I am toxic. The clear air bubble on top, which keeps them afloat, is almost impossible to see, but you will notice that blue length of pneumatocytes. That's where all of the venom is kept. If you're out there swimming, one of these brushes across your face, it's not going to kill you, but it is going to be uncomfortable. Very cool. Well, that's our first creature at the tide pool. Starting off small, but nonetheless dangerous. Let's get this back into the water, keep moving, and see what else we can find. Yes. We found a little sea cucumber. This is a tiny little one. Let's see if we can coax it out here. And oh man, look how big it is. Whoa. Wow. Man. Way bigger than I thought it was gonna be. Look at that beaster. Now it is full of water right now. Oh, look at that, see, that's what they do. Oh, they spit out water. And this is one of the ones that has the crazy sticky Spider-Man fluid. Oh, I got coated. Look at that. That is like the stickiest snot you will ever come across. Put your hand out there and just feel how sticky that is. Now, that's a defense mechanism. That's not gonna cause me any harm, but if you were a predator and you got that tangled up in your mouth, it would be no fun. Look at that bulbous sea cucumber. Oh, buddy, look at you.
Oh, yeah.
And that's another defense there. Squirt out water, and all it needs to do is push its little head and mouth part out from underneath one of these rocks, and it's continuing to filter food and sand through its body. Oh, did you see that? It almost just squirted water right into my face. I'm just gonna turn its rear end like that. You see that?
Hey, squirted to me.
Super cool. One of the safer creatures you can come across here in the Australian tide pools. What I'm gonna do is place it right next to that crevice, and we'll keep moving. Oh, look at this. Look at these pools, they're all way deeper. All right, this is what I'm talking about. You see all these ripples. It makes it really hard to see into the water, especially in the deeper pockets. So what I can actually do to help myself see animals that might be tucked into these corners is to use my dive mask. I have to ditch the cowboy hat for this maneuver, but hat off, mask on, and watch this. Dude, there's something down here. Hold on, hold on. I think we got a stonefish. It's a stonefish. There's a stonefish. Mario, there's a huge stonefish right there. I'm getting into the water with the most dangerous fish in the world.
The stonefish's back is armed with a row of spines, each of which is packed with a venom so powerful that it can cause the body to go into shock, sometimes resulting in death. The venom is so agonizing, the victims describe the pain as having a blowtorch cook your skin while your bones are smashed into dust with a sledgehammer.
Yes! I got it!
You got it, let me see.
Check that out. Look at that! It just looks like a rock. That is a massive stonefish. Holy mackerel. Just looks like a mass of coral. Let's do this. Now that we've got it contained, it can actually be out of the water for a considerable amount of time, but I do want to keep it hydrated. Let's go to a shallower pool. I can kind of let it go in there. We'll take a good look at it. Yes, not stung, and we've got it. This pocket of water is perfect. The first thing I want to do is actually get it out of the net. Whoa, look at that face. The face only a mother could love. All right, buddy, come on out of there. Be real gentle. Okay, okay, there we go. Oh, look at him going. It's like a little goblin. It's just trying to hunker itself down right now. It's thinking to itself, stay camouflaged, don't let anybody see me. There we go. Look at that. The stonefish. Look how bizarre that creature is. Wow, it doesn't even look like a fish. It might as well be a rock or a head of coral. The stonefish wants to stay camouflaged. And to do that, it can completely morph its skin to fit in with the environment. In fact, there's actually algae growing on top of this fish. This is actually the mouth right here. What I'm gonna do is gently open it up. Watch this. Maybe, look at that. Oh, no, let's see. Giant gaping mouth. In fact, they can swallow fish whole. There you go, buddy. Close your little mouth back up. What it will do is lay on the bottom of a tide pool or the basin of the ocean, completely camouflaged. They will oftentimes even bury themselves down in the sand so only the eyes are visible. Those are the eyes right there. You see that? Barely even noticeable. And they will wait for a fish to swim close and then just like that, suck in water and suck the prey right down into their mouths and swallow it whole. When it comes to the stonefish, without question, this is the most dangerous aspect of this marine creature. With these forceps, I can actually peel that sheath down a little bit and you guys are gonna see that spine. All right, now this is not gonna cause any harm to the fish in any way whatsoever. All right, here we go, 1, 2, 3. There's the spine right there. If your foot were to step down on that full force, it would push the skin all the way down, and venom sacs that run just along the length of the dorsal column will then squirt that venom into the wound. It is excruciatingly
Body into cardiac arrest and possibly death, which ultimately crowns the stonefish as one of the most lethal marine creatures in the world.
I mean, you look at this creature, it's not evil, it's not angry, it's not out there to get humans. Humans accidentally interact with this fish. It's gonna do everything it can to completely avoid any potential predator. Their goal is to stay hidden. So when humans do interact with these creatures, it is just by being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Just 40 minutes in that direction is hustle and bustle. Cars, buildings, humans, and right on this coastline, these animals do interact with us as humans. So whenever you go out into the tide pools or even just along the beach, you have to be wary of your environment. Watch where you step, take your time, and always make sure to take caution whenever going through the environment. Even if you're just out there for a swim, a creature like this is something you can stumble upon. But how fascinating was this? Exploring the tide pools of Australia and coming across one of the most dangerous fish species in the world, the one and only stonefish. I'm Coyote Peterson. Be brave. Stay wild. We'll see you on the next adventure. All right, let's get this guy back into his deeper pocket, get ourselves back towards civilization before the tide comes in.